keep silence 100%, sorry.
Alright. Okay. Take two. Can you give us your name and what systems you study?
Okay, my name is John Machado. I'm the youngest of 5 brothers, the Machado brothers. And my lineage comes from the Gracie family. The founder, Carlos Gracie, the founder of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, was married to my aunt. So through this blood relationship with my cousins, my mom's sister, we grew up doing the arts that we love and we dedicate our lives to it.
How were you introduced to Filipino martial arts or Eskrima?
So I came to the United States in 1990, and that's when in our own school we started having lots of Filipino students in Jiu-Jitsu. And so it was first an introduction to the culture, to the Filipino community, and we made many friends in the community. And a few years later, early on, we met Danny Santo, Sifu Dan, where I became introduced. Let me track back actually to his students first that were training for us, and then to the master himself, Danny Santo. We introduced to the arts, to the Filipino arts. And at first, I got into just to improve my self-defense skills, because as an art form that deals with weapons so such a high level, I took advantage just to improve my basics, just my basics. And so throughout the years, I kept training off and on, but keeping basic level, like I said, just to complement my style. And around the year 2000, I met a student, Jesse Gracie, and from the lineage of Dentoy Revelant, where I really had time and the opportunity to train, because he was my student, but he became also my teacher. So every week, 2-3 days a week at night, to finish the Jiu-Jitsu, we got together and I started practicing the Eskrima. And what I fell in love was the close range, the Serrada, because I'm familiar all my life with the Jiu-Jitsu, which is a close range system with the grappling arts. It became like such a beautiful flow, and that really influenced a lot of things in my game, in my self-defense. So it was like I would say a second journey from that moment on. So first with Daniel Santo students, Daniel Santo in the 90s, and which I even went to the Philippines. So
can you tell us about your experience going?
Yeah, so with Burton Richardson, I would say, I believe it was like 95, if I'm correct, we went to work in a movie in the Philippines. So we were there for 2 weeks, and most of the group were from students of Daniel Santo. So they all practice at Cali, Eskrima. So we're having lessons when we were there in the park. And so I met a famous master, Illustrissimo, and Tony Diego. So I treasure the pictures, I have pictures of them, and I had lessons with them. But I was very beginner, so I asked the lesson from a perspective of a Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. And I asked more self-defense related, not combat related, going back and forth, but knife disarmings and close range attacks in the defense. And I was very impressed with the knowledge, the answers, and it was a fantastic experience.
What was your cultural experience?
Oh, my culture, I felt at home. I mean, grew up all my life, born and raised in Brazil, and the warmth and the food and the laughter, and I think the way I see the Filipino people, they're like the Latinos of Asia. They're very alive, they're so friendly, and it's a unique group of people that I fell in love with the culture, and I have so many friends, and with Daniel Santo, I mean, all these years, like 14 years going strong, anyways, more and more we get closer and closer, the admiration, respect.
Great. Where your system is concerned, how has Filipino martial arts been able to blend with what you do?
Okay, so even in the grappling arts, you have to get close to the person. It's a grabbing art, grabbing, holding, hooking. So on this range, where I start seeing, not only for self-defense, but what you start looking at the arms as if the arms are sticks. So the way you go, you block your hubad, and the way you exchange grips, even to get to the jiu-jitsu techniques, to get to the chokes, to the locks. You know, the way I use more my elbow, the body rotation, and for me it was very natural to absorb that. And like I said, especially from the Serrada style, from this green that I learned with C4 racing, and it changed so much that I tell a quick story. When I was doing we were doing a fight choreography work for Red Belt, and we were filming in 2007. So we had a bar fight scene where there is like a knife fight. So the day we're training, doing the choreography for this fight scene at the gym. So this before start the movie, you know, preparing all the fights. Sifu Danny No Santo wasn't there. He was busy, he was traveling, but he helped on the other fight scenes as well, because that's his expertise area. He was helping on that. And I was more in charge of the grappling and everything else, that with the locks and that was more my area. But that day, when we were training, there was a fight scene that the good guy, he gets a hold of a cane, and his opponent's coming with a knife, and he gets pushed into a wall. Okay? So at the beginning the fight starts, he throws the guy, one guy breaks his arm, and then this other guy attacks him with a knife. He starts backing away and he gets cornered. So I use the screamer. So, you know, that I learned with Jesse, I used the idea. So when he attacked me, I used the cane, wiped out, bang, 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 got him into a choke. So anyways, I did the 90% of the move. So when we got, then another day, when Sifu Danny No Santo showed up, I showed it to him. And it was very, very refreshing, because I said, oh, I like it. Don't change anything. So we just he added the final touch on the way we were choking with the cane. Because we have different ways we can use the cane. And he said, no, I like, let's do this. And I said, whatever you say. And he complimented, but 90% was me. And there was a knife attack. You understand?
So with that then, would you say that there is a definite difference between the martial application and what a lot of movies are doing with choreography? What's the difference between the two?
Oh, the one is the move that I used was a real move. That's what came to mind. It looked good how they shot, but it wasn't a long battle scene going back and forth. It was like how I would react in a real situation. When he came for the kill strike, and I'm like, bang, evaded his arm, took his neck. So it was a real move actually. But the difference that I see, even when you mix any real martial arts, for the movie, you have to take in consideration the angles, the camera work, what's the story about, and it's theatrical. So even Bruce Lee, I remember saying that it's instead of making the short strike, how he would, you know, he created that style, how he sold the strike, and he's like, ah, right? Because you have to make it beautiful. It's an art form. With guns, I mean, if you do too real, and people don't even see the gun, you don't even see the technique. So for the public, if you're a martial artist, you know what he's doing, but most of the people are not. So they gotta enjoy the experience and see the flashiness. So I have no problem with that.
Okay. Where do you see Filipino martial arts going in the future?
Okay, I think is a very good question. And I believe there's two sides to the question, because I relate even to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When people start forgetting the roots of the arts, and I talk to old masters or people that train for old masters that have their roots in the Philippines. So how that means to the culture in the Philippines, how that meant for their struggle, for the being occupied for so many different nations, and how that was important for their survival. And to when people are doing today, sometimes just without that aspect, with it rubber, plastic sticks and just clack, 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 making sounds. It's okay, you can do that, be safe, have fun, but I think you have to have the other side. What it means there, so where did it come from? If you take the roots out, it will become like a sport. So I think this will happen regardless. It's going to go to that direction. They make tournaments about it, but it's an art for life and death. And I think that's the ultimate. That's what I like about it. Not for sports, it's for self-defense, and you can be realistic for law enforcement. I think all the arts, any martial arts from any different style, should learn the basics of the Filipino arts to improve. It's not only the defense against weapons, but how you use your hands. Boxers can benefit from the hand speed, how to work on the grips, to improve your grappling, to improve any area, any style.
Got it.